The real power lies not in accumulating more knowledge, but in taking imperfect action now. I discovered this truth after spending years trapped in analysis paralysis. Maybe you know how it feels. Reading every self-help book, watching tutorials, researching endlessly, always preparing but never starting. We convince ourselves we're being productive by gathering more information. The reality? It's often sophisticated procrastination dressed as diligence. This mental trap cost me 3 years of potential progress. I was building an online business but got stuck researching the perfect approach. Each new guru promised the missing piece that would finally make me ready to begin. New day, new course, new delay. The turning point came when I read Robert Greene's insight. The future belongs to those who learn more skills and combine them in creative ways. But the critical part he emphasizes is that skills come through practice, not passive consumption. The pattern affects most aspects of life. People read relationship books but avoid vulnerable conversations. They study fitness principles while never lifting weights. They research business ideas for years without launching a simple version to test. Modern psychology reveals why this happens. Our brains crave certainty and fear judgment. Knowledge acquisition gives us the illusion of progress without the risk of failure. Each new piece of information feels like a step forward, but we're running on a treadmill. Psychologist Jordan Peterson notes this pattern in his clients. People don't primarily want solutions to their problems. They want their anxiety about their problems to disappear. Learning more often reduces anxiety temporarily without addressing the root issue. Real growth happens in the doing, not in the knowing. Consider 2 people learning to play guitar. The first reads music theory books, watches YouTube tutorials, and studies chord progressions for months before touching an instrument. The second picks up a guitar on day 1, learns 3 basic chords, and plays music badly but immediately. 6 months later, who do you think plays better? The second person, almost always. They've built muscle memory, developed calluses, and learned from real-time feedback. Their mistakes taught them what works and what doesn't. The same principle applies everywhere. In psychology, this connects to Albert Bandura's concept of self-efficacy, our belief in our ability to succeed in situations. Self-efficacy grows through what he calls mastery experiences, actual successes, not theoretical knowledge. The harsh truth most success stories hide: you must be willing to be bad before you can be good. My own breakthrough came when I challenged myself to a simple rule: for each hour spent learning, I needed 2 hours spent doing. This 1-to-2 ratio transformed my results. I launched my business with an embarrassingly basic website and imperfect products. Customers pointed out flaws I hadn't seen despite months of research. Instead of being humiliating, this became valuable market research that no amount of preparation could have provided. Naval Ravikant frames this principle perfectly. Bred to form questions, not answers. The real learning happens when you try to answer those questions through experience. This shift goes deeper than productivity. It's philosophical. Ancient Stoics like Seneca emphasized that wisdom comes from applied knowledge, not mere collection. We must learn by doing the thing. Though you think you know it, you have no certainty until you try. Modern neuroscience confirms this wisdom. When we take action, our brains form neural pathways that strengthen with repetition. Reading about something activates different brain regions than doing that same thing. Knowledge without application creates weak neural connections that quickly fade. The greatest thinkers throughout history weren't just knowledgeable. They were doers who tested their ideas. Einstein performed thought experiments and worked through mathematical problems. Darwin spent years collecting specimens and testing hypotheses. Their knowledge served their actions. This perspective shift requires embracing discomfort. Starting before you feel ready means accepting imperfection. Your first attempts will likely be mediocre. The ego hates this, preferring the fantasy of future perfection to the reality of present imperfection. Yet the paradox is clear: those who start before they're ready progress faster than those waiting for readiness. Readiness comes through the doing itself. Social media compounds this problem. We compare our beginnings to others' midpoints. We see polished final products without witnessing the messy creation process. This creates the illusion that success should arrive fully formed. The life hack nobody discusses enough: messy action beats perfect planning. Some practical ways to apply this: create before-after splits in your calendar. For every learning block, schedule twice as much implementation time. Set embarrassingly small first steps. Want to write a book? Start with one paragraph. Want to build a business? Make one sale. Follow the 5-minute rule. If a task takes less than 5 minutes, do it immediately without further research. Adopt fixed learning windows. Set a deadline after which you must take action, regardless of how prepared you feel. Practice good enough publishing. Share your work before it feels ready, incorporate feedback, and improve through iterations. Use time constraints to force action. Give yourself artificial deadlines that prevent overthinking. Find accountability partners who expect results, not research reports. When learning feels too comfortable, you're probably not executing enough. Growth happens at the edge of discomfort. This doesn't mean abandoning learning. It means ensuring learning serves action rather than replaces it. The most successful people remain lifetime learners, but they learn primarily through doing, supplemented by targeted study. I still struggle with this balance. The comfort of research still tempts me daily. The difference is I now recognize the pattern and have systems to push myself into action. The question isn't whether you know enough to start. The question is, are you willing to start before you feel ready? Your brain will always want more information before acting. This isn't a flaw to eliminate but a tendency to recognize and counterbalance. The greatest life hack isn't a technique or tool. It's the wisdom to know when to stop preparing and start moving. Even with gaps in your knowledge. Even with imperfect plans. Even with the certainty of making mistakes. Start now. Learn as you go. The future belongs not to those who know the most, but to those who act on what they know.